Hi friends, Caitlin here with Sass and Stitch Crochet, and today I'll be walking you through a tutorial for the Honeycomb Stitch, which is this stitch right here. Plus, after I give you the tutorial for the stitch pattern, I'll be giving you the free pattern information for the Coastal Cora Wrap, which is my free pattern that uses this stitch. The Coastal Cora Wrap is a loose, drapey, lightweight, summery wrap, and it will be the perfect accessory to any summer outfit. So let's go ahead and dive right in. In my wrap and in the yarn I'm going to use for today's stitch pattern, I'm using Sorella DK wool yarn. So any yarn size will do, especially if you're just learning the stitch pattern for today. You can use any yarn and any corresponding hook. But for today I'll be using DK weight yarn and a 5.0 millimeter hook, which is what I used in my wrap pattern here. So I'll give you all the stitch pattern information, and then at the end I'll be giving you all of the pattern specific details for the wrap, if that's what you're here for. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So for the honeycomb stitch, your starting chain needs to be any multiple of 5 plus 2 more chains. So just for the sample stitch pattern piece, I'm going to chain a total of 22 stitches. 20 is my multiple of 5, and I'm adding 2 to get to 22. So we're going to go ahead and start out with a slip knot. And I'm going to go ahead and chain my 22 chains. You can make any length of chains for the sample piece. I do recommend probably at least 22 chains, and if you want to do more, you can do more, but I would do a minimum of 22 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, and 22. So the first row is just going to be all single crochet. This is just to get our stitch pattern set up. So starting in the second chain from the hook, so this is the first chain, this is the second chain, you're going to single crochet. And you'll be single crocheting into every chain until the end. So you'll have a total of 21 single crochets, or one less single crochet than the number that you chained. I'm just doing my single crochets. I absolutely love Sorella's yarn. It just has such good bounce and stretch, and it just really glides across the hook so smoothly. I highly recommend checking out their yarn line. So working on my single crochets, I'm just going to go ahead and keep single crocheting the rest of this, and I'll meet you back at the end of my chain here. Okay, I just have one more chain left to work into. So now I have a total of 21 single crochet stitches. So I'm going to chain 1 at the end of this row and turn. Now we're ready to start row 2. Okay, so for row 2, you are going to single crochet into the first 2 stitches. 1, 2. Then you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, now you're going to look back onto your single crochet row here, and you're going to skip over 2 stitches, just 2, and in the third one you'll do a single crochet, and you'll do 2 more single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So now you have 3 single crochet in a row. So let's go back to the beginning and let's look again. We have 2 single crochet. You have a chain 5 that skips over 2 stitches. And then you've single crocheted into the next 3 stitches. Now we're going to chain 5 again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 stitches down here, and single crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to keep repeating that until the very end of the row. Sorry, my dog is whining a little bit. So you'll continue to chain 5, skip 2, and single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So you should repeat that all the way until you only have 4 stitches left to work into from the previous round. So I'm here already, so I'm going to do one more chain 5, skip 2, and you're just going to single crochet into the last 2 stitches. And that is row 2. It's going to look a little weird at first. It's not going to look open like my sample did. I will help you out with that tip in just a second, but this is how it should look. So now we're moving on to row 3. We are going to chain 1 at the end of row 2 and turn our work. We are going to single crochet into the first stitch. Now we are going to skip this next single crochet here. We're just going to skip it, and we're going to single crochet 5 times into this chain 5 hole. So not into the chains itself, but do 5 single crochet into this chain 5 hole. So just insert into that space and do 5 single crochet. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And they should naturally kind of space themselves out evenly. There's no need to adjust them around. So now we're at these 3 single crochets here. You're going to skip the first single crochet. You will single crochet into that second one. And you're going to skip the third single crochet. And you're going to do the 5 single crochet into this chain space again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we're at this set of 3 single crochet. Skip the first one, single crochet into the second one, and skip the third one. And you're going to keep doing this until you get to the last set of chain 5 and the last 2 single crochet. So keep doing this all the way until the end. Do 5 single crochet into that chain space. Single crochet just into that middle single crochet. And now you're left with one more chain space and the last 2 at the end. Well, I'm left with that much, so you go ahead and finish out your row until you get to this last set, and we'll do it together. So as usual, we're going to skip that third single crochet, do your 5 single crochet into here, 3, 4, 5. You're going to skip this first single crochet and just single crochet into the last stitch from this previous row. Now this is what your swatch should be looking like. It's going to be a little bit bumpy, and that's completely normal. Mine doesn't lay very flat. It gets raised right here. That's completely normal. This stitch is going to require blocking when we're done, which I'll explain that when we're done with the swatch. But blocking is what will get your stitches to lay nice and flat, like my sample that I have here. Everything with my sample just lays nice and flat. But your swatch will not do that yet until it is blocked. So that is row 3. We're going to continue to row 4. Row 4 is going to start a little bit different. We're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The reason we're doing this is because the next row our honeycomb spaces, our honeycomb gaps are going to be alternating. They don't just sit right on top of each other. They kind of alternate back and forth. So the end of the rows, you'll have some rows with whole honeycomb spaces, and you'll have other rows with half honeycomb spaces like this. So this is where we're creating these half honeycomb spaces. So again, we just change 6, turn your work. You're going to skip the first 2 single crochet. So skip the first one here and the second one, and you're going to do 3 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So just 1 into the next 3 single crochet stitches. So again, we have our chain 6. We skipped the first 2 and single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Okay, now we're going to do our chain 5, 3, 4, 5. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the 3 stitches after that. 1, 2, 3, chain 5, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, skip the next 3 stitches and single crochet into the next set of 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, chain 5, and you'll keep doing this pattern until the end of the row. 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 3, single crochet in the next 3, and when you get to the end, you're going to be only left with 2 more stitches. So keep doing that until you get to the end. And when you're there, you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to do a treble crochet, which for a treble crochet, you'll need to wrap a yarn over around twice around your hook, and then you can complete your stitch. So insert, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This is going to give us the height that we need for our next set of honeycomb gaps here. Alright, chain 1 and turn. We're on to row 5 now. We're going to single crochet into this treble crochet stitch from the previous round, and you're going to do 2 single crochet into this chain 2 space that you did here. So 2 single crochet, 1, 2. You have your set of 3 single crochets here. You're going to skip the first one, single crochet into that second one, the middle stitch, and you'll skip that third one. We'll do 5 single crochet into this chain 5 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's your set of 3 single crochet. Skip the first one, single crochet into the second one, skip the third one, and 5 single crochet into this chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip this first single crochet in the middle one, skip the third one, 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip first one, single crochet in the middle, skip the second one. So now you're at the end of the row, or if you're not there yet, pause the video and keep repeating that until you get to the end where you have this kind of half space here. You're going to do 2 single crochet into that chain space, and then you need to count and find the 4th chain up from the base here. So let's count. 1, 2, 3. This is chain number 4. You need to do a single crochet into that chain, not just into the chain space. into that 4th chain. And there you have it. So this pattern is a 4-row repeat, so it's going to take a little bit of practice to remember what you have to do at the beginning and ends of the rows. But as far as the middle goes, it's pretty straightforward. So you're more than welcome to watch this back a couple of times. I'll go ahead and do one more row with you. This is going to be kind of a row 2 repeat, but this will be actually, when we did row 2, it was on this, along this starting single crochet row. So the actual row 2 repeat will be slightly different. So this is going to be row 6 now. I'll just show you row 6. You'll single crochet into the next the first 2 stitches. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the next 3 stitches and single crochet into the next set of 3 stitches after that. 1, 2, 3, chain 5, skip 3, single crochet 3, chain 5, skip 3, single crochet 3, chain 5, skip 3, and this is at the end of the row. You'll just single crochet into the last 2 stitches. So that is the stitch pattern. So I did rows 1 through 6. To continue practicing, you can go back and repeat rows 3 through 6. Now make sure you end on a row 3 or a row 5 repeat. So this is row 6. You want to end on a row that actually completes these honeycombs and doesn't leave it as a chain like this. Now, when you're done with your swatch, or when you're using this stitch pattern for anything, you're going to want to block this stitch pattern so that it can lay nice and flat. So what you do for blocking is you can take it to the sink or the tub, depending on how big it is, and you want to just run it underwater until it's nice and wet. And you'll go to your blocking mats with it all wet, and you're going to stretch it out really nicely. You don't want to overstretch it like this, but you want to stretch it enough where it's going to give really good stitch definition. Here, I'll give you kind of try to give you a side by side here. This is my honeycomb wrap that is completed and it's been blocked and everything. And this is the swatch we just did here. And you can tell that it's pretty clear to tell that these just don't lay flat like this one does, and they're a little bit crinkly. So when you're blocking, you want to make sure you stretch it enough to where your swatch feels like it lays completely flat and open, like mine down here does. You can use rust-free blocking pins to pin it to something, and then you wait for it to dry, and then it's all blocked. I know that's just a very, very brief introduction to blocking. You can probably look up online crochet blocking, yarn blocking, and it'll give you more in-depth information. So that's just a quick little description of what I do. So now you're ready to crochet the Coastal Cora Wrap. Now I'm not going to make the entire wrap in this video because that would be a lot to do just for a video, but I have linked the free written pattern down in my description box. This gives all the information like starting chain length, gauge, measurements. If you want things to be really specific, you can go and check out that pattern, but if you want to just kind of wing it and you're not concerned about yardage and all that kind of stuff, you can just do a starting chain of however long you want. Keep in mind that you need to do a multiple of 5 chains plus 2 more. So for example, my Coastal Cora Wrap is 202 starting chains long. So yeah, you can either do it really loosely and wing it and just follow just use this video as a guideline to create your own wrap measurements, or you can check out the free pattern I have linked below and it'll give you more exact stitch counts and measurements. So yeah, that is the honeycomb stitch and an introduction to the Coastal Cora Wrap. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if it was helpful, what you thought about it, and if you end up making the Coastal Cora Wrap pattern, please let me know how you enjoy the item, the garment itself. And I would love to see photos. I have all my socials linked in the description box below. Please tag me, use my hashtags, and all of that jazz. So again, thanks so much and have a great day.